What's happening, everybody? It's Batwolf and welcome to my channel. If you clicked on this video because you saw the thumbnail and you love Nightwing just as much as I do, you've come to the right place. I wanted to make this video as a loud, flashy, yet humble request to James Gunn, Peter Safran, DC, Warner Brothers, anybody to make a long overdue standalone film featuring Dick Grayson. For this video, we are going to explore ideas on who would direct the film, with what type of vision and feel we would have, who would be the face of this movie and bring our character to life, and my ideas and pitches as to how this story could look. With the geek facts out of the way, let us begin. So first, we need a director that has a style and a voice that best complements the former Boy Wonder. First director was someone who I originally had as my first choice to direct a Batman movie. Every single time Matthew Vaughn handles a comic book film, he brings it to life with so much finesse, excellent camera work, and comic accuracy. Not to mention the chemistry and relationships that he shows through his characters on screen. So if you want a comic accurate film with a lot of heart, action, and charisma, Matthew Vaughn would be a perfect choice. Another director who is excellent at taking icons and turning them into people is Ryan Coogler. His style is perfect for Nightwing, with his camera angles and personal, deep, character-driven films. Not only does his characters have presence, but so does their homes. Philadelphia feels like Philly, Oakland feels like Oakland, and Wakanda feels like Wakanda. You get it. So imagine what this visionary could do with Bludhaven, a city from Detective Comics that we have never seen on the big screen before. I'd be so excited to see Nightwing soar, fight, and glide in Bludhaven, all brought to life by the man who gave us the Wakanda we know today. Speaking of Coogler's work, another director I'd like to see take on this film with his fresh style and excitement is someone who worked alongside with Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan. He almost certainly won't be the first choice in the director's chair, seeing as he has limited director's credits. But his work in Creed 3 shows that he has such a vibrant, colorful, and fresh take on characters of Adonis Creed. I'd really like to see what he'd have to say about Nightwing. Now, Nightwing hasn't really been adapted to the big screen before. What better way to adapt a hero spreading his wings by giving it to a director that can do the same? Not to mention the incredible homages he makes from anime and manga through iconic fight scenes and frames. I could imagine he'll give the same treatment in this film. Now, when it comes to fan cast, it's very easy to look at an actor and say, oh, that looks like the character.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
So instead of listing a bunch of pretty faces, what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at some ideas of how to depict this character from the comic books and see the actors who would portray those ideas the best. Dick Grayson was raised by Alfred and Bruce since he was about 8 years old. We want a timeline, age, and built to match with Bruce's age, to have believably been raised by Batman, and now has an athletic physique from years of training. So, an actor who has a slim bulk, toned body, in his late 20s to early 30s, and dead handsome. We need an actor that can make people feel safe and laugh. Not like Superman, more like an older brother that takes the edge off of things with his advice and cheesy jokes. He also needs to be able to charm the audience and make them fall in love with him. But most of all, we need to believe that Nightwing uses this humor as a defense mechanism. Don't let his bright costume and symbol fool you. Nightwing has a lot of darkness. He has a hard time with commitment and the weight of the world on his shoulders. However, he notoriously had issues trying to get out of the shadow of his adopted father. A lot of pent-up anger comes with that, and we need an actor that shows that he has a hard time processing these things. A result of being trained, raised, and taught by Batman. We need an actor that can believably be a leader. Someone who naturally rises to the occasion and who people almost always look to for direction. Also, a vigilante who can execute tactical force. In short, seeing as Nightwing is now one of the leading members of the Justice League, we need an actor with presence. With those thoughts in play, here are some actors who can bring this version of Dick Grayson to life. Wolfgang Novigrad, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Michael B. Jordan, Dylan O'Brien, and Finn Wittrock. Now we have a director and we have a possible Nightwing. But what makes a film is a good story. Here's what I came up with. To the general audience, they don't know who Nightwing is, and that there has even been more than one Robin. There could be a few flashbacks to show how the boy who lost everything then became the Boy Wonder. At this point, we should have a Batman established in a new DCU, so I want to show these two on patrol. Dick will throw some quips and flips, but is constantly under Batman's scrutiny and direction. Everything is in Batman's control and under his rules of his mission. We then show him in Bludhaven, moved on, suiting up as Nightwing, and when this older, grown Dick Grayson leaps through the city, it's open, it's alive. Dick is not only gliding through the air on his terms, he's free, he's happy, he's even smiling. In this film, Nightwing has been working on taking down Blockbuster and his criminal organization. Now, this is a Blockbuster without powers, more on that later. The case seems straightforward, that is, until Deathstroke comes into town. This adds a lot of questions as to why the best mercenary in the world is in Bludhaven. Have Slade battle with the prodigal son, talking trash about his days as Robin. Deathstroke should be a walking reminder of the worst parts of Bruce, an enemy that not only challenges him physically, but mentally. He still has a lot of issues with Bruce. He doesn't hate him, but he can't afford to live in Bruce's shadow anymore. This film is about growth and forgiveness. Through his investigations and lessons taught from his past, he learns that Blockbuster has Slade's son hostage, and has been experimenting with Slade's super soldier blood. This whole time, Slade's only been seen as an assassin, when he's really a desperate, angry father. Seeing the young boy paying for the sins of his father, he feels responsible to save them, both of them. We get a Deathstroke Nightwing team up against a super soldier hulked out Blockbuster. Defeating Blockbuster, Slade hands himself into the police out of respect for Nightwing, and Dick has an acknowledgement and appreciation of what his fathers taught him. As I said, I don't want too many flashbacks, but Batman and Robin's end needs to be shown. Hell, if they wanted to make a frame-by-frame recreation of the Batman animated series scene, I wouldn't be mad. You could even bring Oracle in to help Dick with his investigation and growth. Oracle, a symbol of versatility and strength, while also being a reminder of what happens when you're too close to Batman's mission. Most of all, a phone call, Zoom chat, or a sit down with Bruce, connecting not just as father and son, but as equals.
For years, I thought I had the answer. Every time I looked at Dick Grayson, I saw the next Batman. But Dick never wanted it. I've been monitoring his activities in Bludhaven. It's amazing what he's accomplished on his own, his way. I see it clearly now. I don't want Nightwing to become Batman. I need Batman to be more like Nightwing.
Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and my plea to DC. I wanted to try something new on the channel, and talking about this character is something really cool. I'm really passionate about Nightwing, and I think it's about time that we get a film. So let me know what you thought about this pitch, if you want to see more pitches in the future, and what you guys would do with a Nightwing movie. But most of all, make sure you subscribe. That said, this is Batwolf, howling out.